Hello, and welcome. So, today's topic is anime conventions. So, on Friday, January 13th to Sunday, January 15th, I went to my very first anime convention. I was so excited, and it was pretty fun. I mean, there wasn't much there for me to go to, but I enjoyed it greatly. So, on Friday, I went to a panel. Well, I went to a couple panels. The first one I went to, I believe, was about sequential art. I kind of went into the middle of it. So I think they were talking about how mangas and comics developed throughout the years. And then I went to a panel called, well, I don't remember what it was called, but it was about the 90s cartoons and stuff. And they just played they played the opening of a show for 20 seconds or so. And then the audience would shout out what the show was, and then they talk about the show. And then afterwards, the panel that I actually wanted to go to was about Japanese mythology and anime and games, and that was pretty interesting because it just took a bunch of mythologies and stuff and legends and how they were applied to anime and games, like the tale of Princess Kagura, who was born in a bamboo shoot, and she was supposed to be a celestial. She was supposed to be up in the heavens because she was a celestial being, and she was seen in Inuyasha, I believe. And then there's a movie from Studio Ghibli about the tale of Princess Kaguya. So kind of like that. Also on the day, since I didn't have anyone to go with, or any friends that were there, a guy who was also going, and was also part of the group that I went to, his friends weren't there either, so we just kind of hung out together throughout the whole thing. And he showed me where the gaming room was. It was all about rhythm games. I'm terrible at rhythm games. But it was a lot of fun because we played a drum game. We played a game that you just tap buttons. And then we played DDR. I died. Okay, figuratively, of course, because I'm still here. But I'm so very unfit, and I don't exercise at all. I live a very sedate life. So when we were dancing, I guess, I halfway through the song I doubled over. I couldn't breathe. It was bad. So yeah. And then afterwards we went to a panel called Whose Line Is It Anime? Not a very good panel. It wasn't anime related at all. Nothing was anime at all. And it was kind of weird. The humor kind of fell on me. It wasn't that great. I feel they could have done better, but I don't know. Because the final, well, the skit that we saw at the end for us, because we left early. Well, we left at the time it was supposed to end, and the skit that they had was called Mousetrap, which you lay down a bunch of mousetraps. Excuse me, and the players were blindfolded so that they get injured and stuff. But their topic was taking a shower, and it started out of them guys, we need to take a shower, we smell. And then that was the only thing I heard from that panel before they started getting snapped at with the mousetraps. I also feel most of it was probably because they didn't have microphones, so it's kind of hard to hear, but that might have been just me, I don't know. And then the next day, woke up around 9:30 in the morning, took a shower and all that, got ready. We ate breakfast that was in a market across the convention center, and we had Vietnamese pho, my bad. So that was fun. And then we went to a panel called Amateur Otaku Crafts, and we made some crafts. Hang on. Wasn't prepared. Sorry. So we made Totoro. I made this with stitching, because, in the back, and hot glue gun, because that's what they provided. We didn't actually sew everything on there. And then, okay, this is really bad and kind of ugly, but this is supposed to be Iwatobi-chan from Free. I know the coloration isn't right, but I just kind of put together pom-poms and feathers. There was also one to like just color bags, like little small gift bags, I guess. And there's also one about making Soul Evans headband from Soul Leader. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that one. And then the next panel I wanted to go to was at like 10, so I had like 7 hours to wait. So I asked a friend if she was in town, because that's where she goes to college. And she was there, and I was able to hang out with her for, 7 hours or so. Okay, not 7 hours, but around 4 to 5 hours. And it was a lot of fun. We just hung out and talked. In the background, well, before I got there, her roommates were watching. Well, she and her roommates were watching Say Yes to the Dress. So yeah, we just kind of talked about wedding plans, how we wanted our wedding dress to be, what our flowers would be, what our songs would be. It was a lot of fun. We also talked about other things like, I don't know, we talked about cognitive psychology at some point, what we dreamed of, and stuff like that, just hung out and sat. And then I went back to the convention center, and the next panel, and the panel that was at 10 was a game show, and that was a lot of fun. It was like a Jeopardy kind of thing, because they had four contestants that was on stage, and they had to, pick a category, or pick a selection amount, price thing, points from a category like Jeopardy. Like one of the categories was from anime to anime, which was like stating the first thing and the last thing. Like one of the questions was like the topic was Sailor Moon, the Sailor Scouts. So the first one would be Chibi Moon, and the last one would be Uranus. So that would be the answer. That was a lot of fun and entertaining to watch. Because he also sang. There was one of the categories was Randy Newman's theme song too, or something like that. And so the MC or the host, the administrator, whatever you want to call it, he had like this tune, and he just sang about an anime, which I could not understand whatsoever when he was saying. But apparently the contestants did, and maybe other audience members did, but I did not understand anything, so. But then again, none of the answers that were there I actually knew. Some of the answers I should have known. Like, there was a topic where the creator, the host, made up a character in an anime. And I should have known Hunter x Hunter and Gintama, but I didn't. I was so upset with myself. But whatever, I guess. And then on the last day on Sunday, again, woke up at 9:30, had breakfast. I ate a donut. Good donuts. And just kind of walked around and hung out at the dealer's room. I got 2 things from the dealer's room. Both were kind of expensive. One was from an artist for $10, and I think that's okay. And it was this cute little golden finch necklace. It's really cute. Golden finches are my favorite birds. And then the other one was $15, and it's Gintama, or Gintoki, from Gintama. And I think that's a total ripoff, but, I mean, what can you do? There was also DVDs of my favorite anime of all time, Natsume. And I will talk about animes my top 3 favorite animes in another video, but there was seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4 of Natsume Yujincho, or Natsume's Book of Friends, and I really wanted them, but they were $60 each. And I was like, I can't. I mean, I brought enough money to buy them, but it was just way too expensive. So I had to let it go. I had to let it go. So sad. But yeah, that's mainly what I did at the convention, and it was so fun. I had a lot of fun, and I wish I could go again, but I don't know if I'll have the money or the time to, so we'll just see. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.